Hello. So this is the Sentry champion, and if we send a whole bunch of Moabs and see how much damage it does, we'll come back and see it does 26,000 damage. But when we add Call to Arms, even though it's only getting a 50% buff technically, it's going up to 51,000 damage, which is double of what it did before. So if you're asking why does the second example do 100% more damage, well, it would be even more because I didn't even have CTA up for 100% of the time, so 100% more instead of 50% more. That's because the way that the Sentry champion receives buffs is very strange. So the main tower, when you buff the attack speed, it's going to place down some extra towers a bit faster. So like, for example, if you give Alc buff, I believe in the quick test that I did before, it would place down the turrets a little bit faster, which doesn't really do a whole lot. But when you do Call to Arms, and especially Homeland Defense, which would be an even crazier example of it, it's going to place down the sentries at a pretty substantial rate, and it's pretty effective. On top of that, you're also going to be getting the attack speed buff, and because it's an buff that's being put onto the sub towers, the attack speed buff from CTA will be also given to the sentry, the mini sentries. So like those little purple sentries that do purple sentry things. I don't know, whatever they do, like they shoot plasma or something. So anyways, you're getting a whole bunch of those sentries, and then on top of that, you're also giving them the attack speed and the pierce. So you're really getting double the amount of benefits that you should be, and it is a pretty good combo. So we're going to be checking it out here on X Factor Chimps. I'm going to be running Psy, and I did a bit of an Elite Defender mid game with the Engineer turrets early game, which is actually a pretty underrated early game. I was kind of surprised on how effective it actually was. So this is going to go with our villages all the way into the Sentry champion, and then I'm going to go for CTA with that right after. And also, while I have time to mention that, if you notice, I haven't posted a video in like 8 or 9 days, depending whenever I post this. That's because my Wi-Fi went out when I came back from vacation, and I could not make any videos because of that, which was kind of stinky. So now that my Wi-Fi is back, I have a few recorded runs that I'm going to upload, edit them up and upload. And tomorrow's, well, not tomorrow's, the day after tomorrow's, because I have a break day in between, that video is actually going to be pretty cool. It's a pretty insane and difficult run that I'd rate like 6.5 out of 10 difficulty, which is pretty hard. Not many of my challenges that I upload really get up to that. It was just like a really crazy run. So anyways, I'm going on to the 90s, so let's focus onto this run right here. So Psy and Elite Defender are actually a pretty great synergy. The Elite Defender, in most cases, I'm just going to have him cleaning up ceramics, because you're going to see a lot of times just random ceramics come out and leak, and it's very not fun when you have that. So when you have Elite Defender, it just picks everything up. And then Psy being able to insta-kill a large amount of BFBs is very good, because I am going to have some pretty bad pierce issues. On top of that, I also got Overclock because I just needed a lot more damage, particularly in like small bursts. So with the Overclock, with the CTA, and with that little Alc buff, that Sentry champion is going to be doing a lot of damage, even though that this really isn't the best map. So as you can see, that's kind of a little bit of a trick that I'm going to be using there, which is to have a Sentry champion and Elite Defender to pop open the ZOMGs and then use the level 16 ability. Now round 98 was a bit of a yucky one. This one really drained out all of my cash because I was forced to buy a lot of these stalling towers to beat up round 98. So what I do is I have Elite Defender on strong, get rid of 2 ZOMG layers, level 16 ability, and then by the time it comes out, I'll be able to recharge all of the abilities and get rid of the BFBs inside. 99 took a bit of targeting, and then 100 was pretty good. So I ended up with 34,000 cash spare. I was hoping for 40,000 cash spare, so I didn't really it didn't really do quite as good as I wanted, but it's still a pretty good combo, and you definitely can use it to get black borders for yourself in Chimps mode. So at the end, it took 60 minutes to do this, and I rated a 4 out of 10 difficulty. And if you want to try it out, I definitely recommend it, because it is a pretty cool strategy, and Sentry Champion is a tower that isn't used a whole lot. So that's all for today, and goodbye. Have a nice day.